Good morning, everybody. So myself G. Chennaya, PGD Biology, Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, Valasapalli, Chittoor district in Andhra Pradesh. So today I am going to discuss about general characters of Bryophyta. The bryophytes are non-vascular plants. It means that the plants without vascular system consisting of xylem and phloem tissue. Although non-vascular plants lack this particular tissue, many possess simpler tissue that are specialized for internal transport of water. That's why they are known as bryophytes, because the bryophytes are non-vascular plants. So the plants without vascular tissue consisting of xylem and phloem tissue, they are not having conductive tissue. Commonly growing in most shaded areas in the hill areas. So when it's the rainy season, most of these plants will go to hill areas and shadow regions. You can also identify bryophytes. So bryophytes are also called amphibians of the plant kingdom because the plants can live in the soil but are dependent on water for sexual reproduction. Predominant bryophytes characteristics are the absence of true roots, stem and leaves. So they are not having true roots and stem and leaves. The plant body have rhizoids, a small hair-like structure. They are located in the lower part of the thallus, perform the function of the roots, especially anchoring the plants into the surface. So these rhizoids are small hair-like structure. They are also located at the ventral surface of the thallus of the plant body. They are usually occurs in the damp soils, humid and shaded localities. They played an important role in the plant succession on bare rocks and on the soil. The plant body looks like thallus, prostate and erect, and attached to the substem by unicellular or multicellular rhizoids. They lack roots, system, root, shoot, and leaves. They may possess root-like, leaf-like, or stem-like structures. The main plant body of bryophyte is haploid-like structure. It produces gametes, so they are known as a gametophyte. The sex organs of bryophytes are two types. One is known as a antheridium, another one is known as a archegonium. The antheridium to produce biflagellate anthrozoids, and these archegonium is a flask-like structures. It has a single egg is there. The archegonium have 1 to 6 neck canal cells are there. So the anthrozoids fuses with the egg cell to produce the zygote. The zygote is a diploid cell. They produce a multicellular body called sporophyte. The sporophyte is not free living but attached to the photosynthetic gametophyte and derives nourishment from it. Some cells of the sporophyte undergoes, it takes the reduction division to produce haploid spores because the spores have single set of chromosomes. The spores germinate to produce gametophyte. The bryophyte is divided into two classes. One is liverwoods, second is mosses. The liverwoods are thalloid body, dorsiventral. Example, Markansia. The mosses are creeping, green branch, filamentous, protonema stage, and the leaf stage having spirally arranged leaves. Example, Fineria. First to discuss about liverwoods, that is a Markansia. When you see the Markansia, the plants will grow takes place in hill areas in rainy season. These are liverwoods, like a species, branch, and non-vascular plants. Most of the plants are known as a terrestrial forms. The name liverwoods are derived from, in ancient times, that is, disease of the liver could be cured with these plants. That's why they are given the name liverwoods. The liverwoods are part of the plant kingdom in plantae. So what is the main reproduction of liverwoods? The liverwoods mainly reproduction three types. One is the vegetative reproduction, that it depends upon fragmentation. The second one, sexual reproduction, depends upon the Jamma cups. The sexual reproduction depends upon the male sexual reproduction, male parts, female parts. The male sex organs are antheridium and female sex organs are known as a archegonium. So the Jamma cup, that is vegetative reproduction. So these Jamma cups, they are located dorsal part of the thallus. So these Jamma cups come to sexual reproduction. The most of the common method of vegetative propagation by the special asexual multicellular bodies are known as a Jamma cups. They are located in the dorsal surface of the plant body on the thallus. They are born in a large number in small receptors called Jamma cups present on the dorsal surface of the thallus and in the mid region. A Jamma cup is about 2 millimeters in diameter and 3 millimeters in height. The margins of which of the hyaline lobed spines of the entire body. So these Jamma cups they are located enter part of the dorsal surface of the thallus. The many small stalked Jamma develops on the floor on the Jamma cups. Each Jamma cup is vertical attached to the base of the Jamma cup by a non-colloidal stalk. The Jamma cups are multicellular, biconvex, discoid bodies constructed at the middle area of the thallus, middle part of the thallus. The detached Jamma germinates after falling on the suitable substem. Some colorless superficial cells larger than the neighboring cells having dense and granular cytoplasm are called rhizoid cells. So these cells on the lower surface of the Jamma cups develop, that is a rhizoids. So these rhizoids, they look at the lower part of the plant body. The Jamma present on the male thallus produce male plant and those on the female thallus from the female plant. The sexual reproduction in plants, there depends on two sex organs. One is antheridium, another one is archegonium. The antheridium is a male sex part in the plant body and archegonium is a female sex part in the plant body. So first to discuss about antheridium. It is a male sex organs of bryophytes are called antheridia. They are born on the short multicellular stalks. Each antheridium is distinguishable into a stalk and a body. The antheridial body consists of mass of antheridial cells covered by one cell thick sterile jacket. The antheridium to produce antherozoites. The antheridium have nucleus and cytoplasm. So these nucleus cytoplasm divide, they can develop biflagellate antherozoites. So let us come to the archegonium. The archegonium is a female sex organs in the non-flowering plants. The plant will usually have more than one archegonium, so we refer to them collectively as archegonia. You can identify the archegonia in the plant because it is shaped a lot of flask-like structures. The body looks like a flask-like structure. So when you see the antheridium, it has 1 to 6 neck canal cells are there. The lower part neck canal cells, it has venter. So inside venter, it has oospore or egg cell. It is a stalk. It is a structure of an archegonium. The archegonia are anchored to the gametophyte, from which they develop from a foot. A gametophyte is the haploid gamete to produce the plant. The foot is a large, wider areas. It looks like a bulb pot-like structure is known as a flask. So it is known as a venter. The venter is the location where the female gametes or egg will be produced and develop. The archegonium also serves as the site of fertilization. So when the antheridium, when they get the antherozoids, they can fall on the archegonium of the neck. It goes to the neck canal cells and it goes to the egg cell. They will get the fertilization. After fertilization, so it will form oospore. Zygote is formed. That is a diploid cell. After the egg is fertilized, the egg will remain in the archegonium until it develops into a sporophyte. A sporophyte is the spore producing form of the plant. The archegonium releases the sporophyte once it has fully developed. This result shows zygote, which develops into a sporophytic structure. It differentiates. You can identify food, seta, and capsule. The spores produced in a capsule germinate to form a non-living gametophyte. So when you see the example of Markansia and Rixia, and when you come to the mosses, so these mosses are botanically, they are non-vascular plants in land plant division Bryophyta. They are small, herbaceous and non-woody plants. The plants absorb water and nutrients mainly through their leaves and harvest carbon dioxide and sunlight to create food by photosynthesis. They produce spores for reproduction instead of seeds and do not grow flowers. Instead of roots, all species of moss have rhizoids. They are small hair-like structures. They are grow very low at the ground in areas in plenty of moisture conditions. They are greenish in color. Mosses are a phylum of non-vascular plants. So we see the example of massa plants. One is Fineria, another Polytrichum. When you see the Fineria, it has gametophyte, sporophyte. The gametophyte includes rhizoids and the main axis and leaves. The sporophyte includes a small stalk as a setae and capsule. So easy to identify which part to come to the under the gametophyte, which part come to the sporophyte. This is an example of Polytrichum, an example. So the predominant stage of the life cycle of a moss is gametophyte, which consists two stages. The first stage is in a protonema stage, which develop directly from the spores. It is creepers, greenish, branch, and frequently filamentous stage. The second stage it is known as leafy stage. So which develop from the secondary protonema as a lateral buds. We can also identify leaves in the second stage. They consist of upright, slender axis bearing spirally arranged the leaves. They are attached to the soil through multicellular and branch rhizoids. This stage bears the sex organs. Where the plants are found in the nature. Most of the mosses live in the land. Most of the shady places they are available. Some mosses are found in a dry environment. They have hairy leaves, are simple, usually only a single layer of cells with no internal airspace, often with thick midribs. They do not have proper roots, but they have thread-like rhizoids. Mosses do not absorb water, nutrients from their substance through their rhizoids. But how they can absorb? They can absorb by the help of Jamma cups. When you come to the reproduction is mainly vegetative reproduction. The vegetative reproduction masses by fragmentation and budding. So the fragmentation, the body will divide, they can develop the new organisms. In a sexual reproduction, that it depends upon the sex organs, that is Antheridia and Archegonia. The Antheridia is a male sex organs and Archegonia is a female sex organs, and they produce at apex of the leaf shoots. After fertilization, it means the Antheridia they shall give rise to antherozoids. Archegonia they have egg cell. Both will take the fertilization. They can develop the zygote. The zygote develops into the sporophyte, constituting a food set and capsules. The sporophyte is masses is more elaborate than in the liverwoods. The capsule contains spores. The spores are formed after meiosis division. The masses have an elaborate mechanism of spore dispersal. So this example of Fineria, one example Fineria and Polytrichum. What are the main important economics of bryophytes? So the bryophytes are useful for food of herbaceous animals. One example of sorghum is a form of peat used for fuels, used for shipment of living materials, and it has water holding capacities, prevent soil erosion, along with lichens are first colonized on barrier rocks. So this is the main characters of the bryophyte. So thank you. Have a nice day.